Hello, it's Marty from Love Inspiration here, and welcome to part C of this meditation series. So far, we've given you a bunch of meditations in the energy-based practices and also guided meditations in part A and B. And with this part of the series, what I want to do is introduce some other topics to you which can help to round your practice. So far, we've just given you a lot of meditations. I've given you a little bit of instruction as we've gone through that, and hopefully you're now practicing meditation and you're well on your pathway. As I said, with these next lessons, I really want to help to bring some roundedness to practice and some more understanding so that your practice can really grow and evolve as you continue with the regular practice. So this first teaching, or this first lesson, is going to talk about some of the essential components to any good meditation. We've covered a lot of this really throughout the lessons, but I just want to give you a nice little summary here, so that we can, so you can refer back to this and have everything in one spot, so as it were. So the first component I want to talk about is being open to receiving. We've talked about this a number of times. Being open is just so important in our meditation, as it allows us to receive energy, or receive light, or receive understanding from the cosmos. This is really an important part of any kind of meditation, whether it's energy-based or whether it's one of the guided meditations. So this being open is a very important component. The second component I want to talk about is the idea of letting go. Many times in a beginner's meditation or some sort of guided relaxation, you will hear people just say letting go. And there's a very actually deep meaning to letting go. It actually relates to letting go of our ego. And what we find is, as meditators, when you let go of the physical body, and when you're able to really connect with a greater feeling of energy or vastness, this letting go can really help our practice to really expand, and we go much deeper, much more peaceful states of being from our meditation practice. So letting go is a really important aspect of any meditation. And the last one in this sort of family of being open, letting go, is also surrender. Some people would say that these are all the same sort of feelings of being open to receiving, letting go, and surrender. And they all help to really open ourselves up to receiving energy and to really expand our energy. It's said by some gurus that surrender is actually the opposite of ego. If you absolutely surrender, then your ego cannot exist. So surrender is another really important part of any meditation. We've mostly talked about being open. I tend to feel that surrender and being open is very similar. As you surrender, you're really opening yourself up to receiving. So, excuse me. And the last one I want to talk about is faith as well. Faith is very important. We've spoken a little bit about, in these meditations, about visualizing maybe our gurus shining infinitely, or when we're treating a body part with Reiki, we imagine that this is shining. And this, actually visualizing in this way, is helping our faith. It's helping our mind to digest the idea that yes, there is an expansion of light there. So these are interrelated, and we haven't spoken so much about faith per se, because I've really tried to give you some techniques to help you expand your faith and expand your practice. So these are all in the first category, if you like, being open, letting go, surrendering, and having faith. And that's the first family I want to cover. The second category, if you like, of these essential components really centers around intention. We've talked about intention a number of times, and in many practices, intention is considered to be just so important. In in life, in meditation, in every way, intention, intention, intention. So this is a super important aspect of your meditation. We've talked about expanding our intention. So the next component I'd like to talk about is the altruistic mindset or altruistic thinking. And this type of thinking is for the benefit of all. May I receive these energies for the benefit of all. And we're going to do a lesson in this next in this part C, where we talk a little bit more about altruism, and we give you a few little techniques to help you in addition to these meditations. When we go back to this intention and this same idea, always we should work with love. And this is the next component. A loving mindset, always working with the love vibration. As we progress in meditation and we digest some of the higher level teachings, we can understand that love and light are not so different. If we can imagine a fabric, and love and light are two elements which make up this very important fabric. So loving mindset and working with love in our practice is super important. And the last one in this intention family, or this intention category, is gratitude. And this is also a very important component for any meditation. You'll notice that throughout this series we've often finished our meditation or our practice with giving thanks, especially when we're working with divinely guided energies. If we have first of all invited the energies to come in and they've done their healing work on us, it's very, very respectful and helps our relationship with these energies if we then say thank you for what we've received. As we progress in our life, really, we understand that gratitude is a very important energy and also a very important component for your practice. So far we've done the being open type category, and we've now done the intention type category. So now we're going to do the tools category as components for your practice. And the first one we're going to do is mindfulness. We've spoken about this in an earlier lesson and throughout these lessons. Working with mindfulness in your practice is a very important component for any meditation, any healing. As we are more mindful, we are more aware of our inner world. We're more aware of what needs to change, what we can improve on, and also there's many things in our life that we can really bring to the surface more quickly by being more aware of them. And mindfulness in our practice really helps with this. The second component here I'd like to talk about in the tools category is that of affirmations. We've talked about affirmations again throughout all the lessons, but affirmations are a really good way to focus our mind and to really cultivate the right sort of intentions. Notably, we can also bring affirmations into our daily life, and we're going to talk a little bit about this in the next lesson, where we try and expand this concept of meditation further still. And the last category I want to talk about, the last component in this tools category, is that of visualizations. And again, we've talked quite a lot about visualizations in these lessons. Visualizations are also a great way to help to crystallize this intention and also to strengthen the healing. This is also very important. And the last category I want to cover, we've done being open category, we've done the intention category, now we've done the tools category. The last category includes the first component of this category is patience. Many people who are starting out with their practice particularly, they're very motivated, they're driven by some reason, maybe it's a problem in their life or some sort of suffering, and they find themselves really thirsty for meditation. And quite naturally they want to see results. But many times meditation, the results from meditation do take some time to really start to to come out in your behaviour, your inner peace, these types of things. In some cases, it can take a few months, maybe even a few years with some of the deeper issues. So by having patience with our practice, and just by being gentle with ourselves and being patient with ourselves, really can help our practice and our long-term sort of pathway. And the second one in this last category is what we like to call joyous perseverance. And this is tied in with patience. By being joyously enthusiastic about our practice, but also having perseverance allows us to do that sort of work that we need to, so that we can get the results over the longer term. And this ties in, as I said, to patience. We said that at the start you're very driven and you're very focused, and there's a risk here that you sort of overdo it at the start and then expect results, and then you don't see any results in the first week or the first few weeks, and you just give up. And in hindsight, it would be a lot nicer and a lot better way to approach your practice, to have a sustained drive if it's possible. So really, the patience and the joyous perseverance in this category is also very important. So with this, I hope this helps you. This is really just a summary of what we've spoken about in the lessons previous to this. But I hope this helps to wrap up some of the major things that you should be thinking about, some of the essential components for any good practice. In the next lesson, we're going to now expand the concept of meditation, and I hope you'll join us for that lesson. So thank you very much for listening again, and namaste.